What up, y'all? It's your boy, Mr. Downtown Ray Melo, and you're listening to the Entertainment Report on iHeartRadio, live from Dubai for Monday, March 20th, 2017, delivering some major stories and trends going on in the world of entertainment and beyond. You can follow the show on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram, facebook.com/The Entertainment Report with Ray Melo, that's RAYMELO, on Twitter at The Enter Report, or on Instagram at The Entertainment Report. You can listen to the show anytime you want on iHeartRadio. Just go to iHeart.com or your iHeart phone app, search for The Entertainment Report, and it'll take you to the page. Everyone had a fantastic weekend. Chuck Berry, the singer, songwriter, and guitar great who practically defined rock music with his impeccably twangy hits Maybelline, Roll Over Beethoven, Memphis, My Ding-a-Ling, and Sweet Little 16, has died. The Hollywood Reporter has confirmed he was 90. The singer-songwriter, whose classic Johnny B. Good was chosen by Carl Sagan to be included on the Golden Record of Earth Sounds and Music, launched with Voyager in 1977, died Saturday in a residence near St. Louis. The St. Charles County Police Department announced via Facebook. The cause of death was not revealed. Police responded to an emergency call at about 12:40 p.m. and found the music legend unresponsive. In 1986, Berry became a member of the first class of inductees into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. A year earlier, he had entered the Blues Foundation's Blues of Hall of Fame and received the Grammy Lifetime Achievement Award. Berry performed in 1979 for President Jimmy Carter at the White House, landed number 6 on Rolling Stone's list of the 100 greatest guitarists of all time, and his trademark showmanship started with his famous duck walk. John Lennon once said, "If you try to give rock and roll another name, you might call it Chuck Berry." He paved the way for such music legends as the Rolling Stones, the Beatles, the Beach Boys, the Band, Jimi Hendrix, David Bowie, Eric Clapton, AC/DC, the Sex Pistols, and Jerry Lee Lewis, among many others. Muddy Waters, Berry's idol and musical influence, gave him some constructive backstage advice. Contact Leonard Chess, Chicago-based Chess Records, primarily a blues label run by Polish brothers Leonard and Phil Chess, had a series of transplanted blues artists on its roster, including Howlin' Wolf, Bo Diddley, Jimmy Reed, and John Lee Hooker. The Chess Brothers signed Berry in 1955 and produced and released his first single, Maybelline, an adaptation of Bob Wills' song Ida Red. It sold more than 1 million copies, reaching number 1 on the Billboard R&B charts and hit number 5 on the pop charts, allowing Berry to cross over appeal beyond the R&B audience. Maybelline blended hillbilly licks and high-spirited blues riffs, ultimately creating the signature sound that pioneered that rock revolution. The lyrics for the song had narrative swagger reflecting the spirit of teenage angst, depicting fast cars, drag race, and the story of an unfaithful girl as his main themes. Berry explained his appeal to adolescents across different cultural backgrounds. He said once, "Everything I wrote about wasn't about me, but was about the people listening." He had a way of identifying what people wanted to express, but weren't able to during this segregated time. Berry, the fourth of 6 children, was born on October 18, 1926, as Charles Edward Anderson. He was raised in St. Louis in a middle-class background neighborhood. His father, Henry, was a contractor, and his mother, Martha, a school principal. Berry married Theramita Suggs in 1948 and had 4 children with her. He supported his family by becoming a factory worker, a janitor, and cosmetologist before pounding the pavement in the club circuit to earn extra cash. He partnered with pianist Johnny Johnson, joining his group, the Sir John's Trio, which later became known as the Chuck Berry Combo. His debut album, After School Session, produced by the Chess Brothers, featured a variety of musicians including Johnson, Ebby Hardy, Jimmy Rogers, Willie Dixon, Otis Spahn, and Fred Bello. The effort was tailored towards a youthful market, featuring comedic cut-up lyrics, rhythmically intricate guitar parts, and standalone solos and effortless anthems like School Days, Too Much Monkey Business, Wee Wee Hours, Roll Over Beethoven, and 30 Days. Rolling Stone's Keith Richards, a fan and protege of Berry, said Chuck Berry always was the epitome of rhythm and blues playing, rock and roll playing. It was beautiful and effortless, and his timing was perfection. He is rhythm supreme. He plays that lovely double string stuff, which I got down a long time ago, but I'm still getting the hang of it. Later, I realized why he played that way, because of the sheer physical size of the guy. I mean, he makes one of those big Gibsons look like a ukulele. His 1972 album, The London Chuck Berry Sessions, featured a who's who of British rock royalty. Went gold within a month, selling more than 500,000 copies. It featured both studio and live recordings with such songs as Let's Boogie, I Love You, Johnny Be Good, and My Ding-a-Ling, a late-period hit written and first recorded by Dave Bartholomew. The novelty song about his private part became his only #1 pop hit on the both Billboard and UK pop charts. Berry had a number of legal battles in his life. He was arrested in high school for stealing a car and robbing a convenience store. He received his GED in prison and was released at the age of 21. He was imprisoned under the Mann Act in the early 60s for having sexual intercourse with a minor, and again in 1979 for tax evasion. He continued to make music behind bars, writing 30 Days, Nadine, and No Particular Place to Go. Expressing his disagreement with the charges, 30 Days included the lyrics, "If I don't get no satisfaction from the judge, I'm going to take it to the FBI and voice my grudge. If they don't give me no consolation, I'm going to take it to the United Nations. I'm going to see that you be back home in 30 days. Bands like the Rolling Stones, the Beach Boys, and the Beatles covered his songs, allowing him to remain relevant to the music world, and he signed with Mercury Records in the mid-1960s. He released 5 albums on the label and toured on the success of his early hits. He quickly built a bad reputation during his live shows by hiring spur-of-the-moment backup bands, somehow thinking they know each lick of his music. Bruce Springsteen and Steve Miller occasionally performed live with Berry. Springsteen and the E Street Band backed Berry during his performance of Johnny Be Good and rock and roll music at his induction into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Director Taylor Hackford captured Berry's 60th birthday in the 1986 documentary Hail, Hail, Rock and Roll, where he famously clashed with his protege Keith Richards. Others who appeared in the film included Bo Diddley, Jerry Lee Lewis, and Little Richard, all of whom revealed personal stories and relationships with him. Berry performed the concert that same year with a number of artists, including Linda Ronstadt, Etta James, Julian Lennon, Robert Cray, and Johnson, his original mentor. Rolling Stones ranked Berry's compilation album, The Great 28, as number 21 on the list of the 500 greatest albums of all time, with 6 of his songs on their 500 greatest songs of all time list, including Johnny Be Good at number 7, Maybelline number 18, Roll Over Beethoven number 97, Rock and Roll Music number 128, Sweet Little 16 number 272, and Brown Eyed Handsome Man number 374. In 2012, Berry reported to Rolling Stones that his, quote, singing days have passed. My voice is gone, my throat is worn, and my lungs are going fast. I think that explains it. He continued to perform, though his shows featured little more than his trusty Gibson and those hastily assembled backup bands. In his 2011 autobiography, Life, Keith Richards wrote, "The beautiful thing about Chuck's playing was it had such an effortless swing. None of this sweating and grinding away and grimacing. Just pure, effortless swing, like a lion." So music greats and Hollywood stars went to social media to honor the late Chuck Berry. Chuck Berry was rock's greatest practitioner, guitarist, and the greatest pure rock and roll writer who ever lived, Bruce Springsteen tweeted. The Rolling Stones wrote, "The Rolling Stones are deeply saddened to hear of the passing of Chuck Berry. He was a true pioneer of rock and roll and a massive influence." Mick Jagger wrote on 3 separate tweets, "I'm so sad to hear of Chuck Berry's passing. I want to thank him for all the inspiration music he gave to us. He lit up our teenage years and blew life into our dreams of being musicians and performers. His lyrics shone above others and threw strange light on the American dream. Chuck, you are amazing and your music is engraved inside us forever. A true pioneer, Chuck had a tremendous influence on my work and could not have been a nice guy. One of the all-time greats, R.I.P." Bob Seger tweeted. George Sakai wrote, "A legend is gone. Half of the rock and roll artists today would have not been playing had Chuck not been there at the beginning." Carole King wrote, "R.I.P. Chuck Berry." Billy Idol wrote, "Rest in peace, Chuck Berry. More than just a guitarist, he was the first rock and roll poet. Magic." Rob Schneider wrote, "Hail, hail, rock and roll, Chuck Berry. There'd be no Beatles without him. 90 years, and he was still touring." Tom Petty wrote, "Rest in peace, Chuck Berry." Russell Crowe wrote, "R.I.P. Chuck Berry. Hashtag hail, hail, rock and roll. Hashtag motor van in over the hill. Hashtag coffee color Cadillac." Alyssa Milano wrote, "Rest in peace, Chuck Berry. You changed music. You changed everyone that listened to your music. Thank you." Questlove wrote, "Thou shalt now have no other rock guards before him. Hashtag Chuck Berry, RIP at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame." Stephen King wrote, "Chuck Berry died. This breaks my heart, but 90 years old ain't bad for rock and roll." John Stamos wrote, "One of the most underrated lyricists. Hashtag RIP Chuck Berry." Ringo Starr wrote, "RIP and peace and love, Chuck Berry, Mr. Rock and Roll Music." Keith Urban wrote, "RIP Chuck Berry. Thank you for the poetry, the passion, and the potency. Go, Johnny, go." Lenny Kravitz wrote, "Hail, hail, Chuck Berry. None of us would have been here without you. Rock on, brother." Talib Kweli wrote, "RIP Chuck Berry. Wow." Bruno Mars wrote, "RIP Chuck Berry." Tim Cook wrote, "He could play the guitar just like a ring of the bell," referencing to a lyric from Johnny B. Good, "We will miss you, Chuck Berry." Rod Stewart wrote, "It started with Chuck Berry. He inspired us all. The first album I bought was Chuck's live at the Tivoli, and I was never the same." Jackson tweeted, "Chuck Berry merged blues and swing into the phenomenon of early rock and roll. In music, he cast one of the longest shadows. Thank you, Chuck." Randy Jackson wrote, "To the greatest rock and roll pioneer of all time, RIP Chuck Berry, we all thank you." Jeffrey Ross wrote, "Hail, hail, Chuck Berry." Arnold Schwarzenegger tweeted, "When I was 10 years old and I dreamt every night of moving to America, Chuck Berry played the soundtrack. He rocked the world." Now Rogers wrote, "I just heard about this. Hashtag RIP Chuck Berry, a true legend." Timberland wrote, "Chuck Berry, the original, the creator, a true innovator of sound. Hashtag RIP Chuck Berry." And director Spike Lee wrote, "People, we lost another giant today. Mr. Chuck Berry, one of St. Louis, Missouri's finest. He is." Over the weekend, Mark Hamill tweeted an early photo of himself dressed as Luke Skywalker on the set of Star Wars A New Hope. He captioned the Twitter image, "Taken in Tunisia, early morning, day number 1, waiting for my first shoot, emerging from home for a robot auction, perhaps the very first hashtag Luke pick, hashtag SW," which featured him standing in a desert sporting shaggy blonde hair and wearing a white tunic and pants as well as a utility belt. The science fiction blockbuster A New Hope was released in 1977. Hamill, who's now 65, has since appeared in 3 Star Wars sequels and is set to star in the winter's Star Wars The Last Jedi. Film star James Franco has signed on to narrate the audio edition of Stephen King's supernatural classic The Dead Zone. Simon & Schuster Audio will publish the work on April 25th. The Dead Zone was previously adapted as a 1983 film starring Christopher Walken and Martin Sheen, and a Dowson's television series with Anthony Michael Hall. Franco recently starred as Jake Ipling in the 2016 Hulu adaptation of November 22, 1963, King's novel of the same name. King said in a statement, "James is a terrific actor. I knew that he would perfectly capture the vibe and voice of the Dead Zone." Franco added, "I've been a fan of Stephen King's work for a while now. He's one of the most pleasurable authors to read and listen to. He just guides you along so well. Even though we're from different generations, all his influences and things he references and subjects he's interested in seems to be all the things I'm interested in." Chris Lynch, the president and publisher of Simon & Schuster Audio, says, "We're thrilled to fill this black hole in Stephen King's audiobook universe. James Franco narration is simply superb." Warner Bros. Says its Jason Momoa lead superhero picture Aquaman is now set for theatrical release on December 21st, 2018. The opening has been rescheduled to more than 2 months after its former planned debut of October 5th, 2018. Deadline.com says the change came after James Cameron announced Avatar 2 would not be ready on the desirable December 21st, 2018 date as expected. Director James Wan tweeted, "Merry Christmas," after the new Aquaman date was announced. Momoa first played Aquaman in a cameo in 2016's Batman vs. Superman Dawn of Justice, and he will next be seen in the role in this fall's Justice League. The Aquaman standalone movies ensemble will also include Amber Heard, Willem Dafoe, and Patrick Wilson. Henry Cavill has been cast in Paramount's next installment of its long-running spy series Mission Impossible 6. Cavill joins a cast that includes franchise stars Tom Cruise, along with Rebecca Ferguson, Simon Pegg, and Jeremy Renner. Plot details remain under wraps, with Cavill being rumored to portray a right-hand man to the head of Cruise's spy unit, Variety reports. Director Christopher McCary announced Cavill's involvement Thursday on Instagram, writing, "Say, at Henry Cavill, had a thought, curious if you're interested in a role in the 6th installment of Mission Impossible, no pressure." The actor then responded to McCary in the comments section, writing, "How can I say no to a man with such perfect hair?" The exchange ended with the filmmaker referencing Mission Impossible by replying, "Welcome aboard. Your social media account will self-destruct in 5 seconds." Potential attendees for the 2017 edition of New York Comic Con must complete an online fan profile before they are eligible to buy passes to the event, organizers said. The pre-register process is set to begin on April 19th. No on-sale date for ticket purchases have been announced yet. People who apply for tickets using the fan verification system last year do not have to fill out a new form, however. When tickets do become available for purchase, there will not be a 3- and 4-day pass option. The convention's website says, "We're going to be real with you. This is a very bittersweet announcement. We are eliminating the 3 days and 4-day tickets. We'll only be selling a single-day tickets. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Sunday's kids tickets to New York Comic Con 2017. You may or may not know that the Javits Center is going to be under construction. This means we'll be working with some space limitations, and we want to make sure as many people have the opportunity to buy a ticket and come to the show as possible. Selling only single-day tickets will give more fans a chance to buy a ticket for at least a day to experience the fun of New York Comic Con." The announcement of the annual event at the Jacob Javits Center in Manhattan features special screenings, panel discussions, celebrity photo opportunities, and enormous pop culture themed marketplace. Many of the tens of thousands of attendees dress as their favorite characters as well. The 2017 convention is scheduled for October 5th to the 8th. The Best Picture Oscar winner, Moonlight, will be available for streaming on Amazon Video May 21st at no extra cost to Prime subscribers. As part of Amazon's exclusive content agreement with A24, Prime members will also be able to watch buzzy titles like Swiss Army Man, The Lobster, and Green Room. Jason Ropel, the Vice President of Worldwide Head of Motion Pictures for Amazon Studios, said in a statement, "We are thrilled to be the exclusive subscription streaming service to offer customers Academy Award winner Moonlight. We already have an incredible catalog of films from A24 like Room and Ex Machina that Prime members love to watch, and we are happy to extend our relationship to continue to bring Prime members these award-winning prestige films." Collaborating with A24, in addition to creating our Academy Award-winning movies like Manchester by the Sea and The Salesman, makes Amazon Prime a premier platform for streaming films. A24 films scheduled to start streaming on Prime Video later this year, including 20th Century American Woman, American Honey, Free Fire, The Lovers, It Comes at Night, and A Ghost Story. Life in Pieces star Thomas Sadoski has revealed he quietly married his pregnant fiancée, Mean Girls icon Amanda Seyfried, this week. Sadoski made the announcement on Thursday's edition of The Late Late Show with James Corden. The host was attempting to congratulate the actor on his baby news, saying, "Amanda, you're..." Sadoski replied, "My wife," holding up his hand, which had a gold band on the left ring finger. A surprised-looking Corden wanted to know as the audience clapped and cheered, "When did you get married?" He responded, "Sunday we eloped. We just took off into the country with an officiant and just the two of us, and we did our thing. She's a person I love, admire, and respect the most in the world, and I know that you guys are close friends, and she would want you to know, so just keep it quiet and don't tell anybody." The couple began dating in early 2016. Oscar winner Marion Cotillard has welcomed her second child, a baby girl, with Guillaume Canet. The 41-year-old French actress's rep confirmed Thursday to People that Cotillard welcomed a daughter with the 43-year-old actor. Cotillard and Canet are longtime friends who started dating in 2007. The couple are already parents to 5-year-old son Marcel and announced they were expecting again in September, while dispelling rumors of an alleged affair between Cotillard and Allied co-star Brad Pitt. The star said at the time, "Firstly, many years ago, I met the man of my life, father of our son, and of the baby we are expecting. He is my love, my best friend, the only one that I need." Cotillard and Pitt starred Married Spies and Allied, which opens in theaters in November. The actress told Bureau 24/7 in 2015 that motherhood has changed her approach to her career. She says, "Usually when I work, I'm totally dedicated, and even if I'm partly myself, when I leave the set. And there's something that I bring home with me. It has changed. I cannot bring anything home with me because my son would freak out. The star added, I'm totally separated my life as an actress from a mom, and it's not that difficult. Cartier drew comparisons to Pitt's estranged wife, Angelina Jolie, after debuting a new look for the movie Rock and Roll this month. She will also star in Ishmael's Ghost with Charlotte Gainsbourg. This week's first performance of Groundhog Day, the musical on Broadway, stopped abruptly in Act 1 because of a technical issue. A video posted on Facebook featured theatergoers expressing how excited they were to be there, then explaining how the performance was halted when its rotating stage malfunctioned. People appeared on the camera, praised Andy Carl and the cast for valiantly continuing the show in concert form, making it an unforgettable evening. Carl wrote on Instagram and posted Friday, last night's first preview of At Groundhog Day. BWY was the perfect imperfection. After starting the show with an audience that was with us entirely, we unfortunately had a stage malfunction 15 minutes in. Though we couldn't fix it, our director Matthew Warkus had the brilliant idea of performing the show concert style. What happened for the next few hours was remarkable. And to the unique point of the story in Groundhog Day, it was all about embracing the world around you as the cast, crew, creatives, producers, and especially the audience came together and made one of the most incredible nights of theater I've ever experienced. This is what being on stage is all about, and I'm forever grateful for nights like these. I'm very lucky to be part of this production and the stellar team of people. NBC has ordered a third season of the Jennifer Lopez Ray Liotta cop drama Shades of Blue. The renewal announcement was made Friday by Jennifer Salk, the president of NBC Entertainment. She said in a statement, "We're hugely appreciative of everything Jennifer and Ray do, and know it is due with their dedication as well as the hard work of our incredible cast and producers that Shade of Blue has so clearly and compellingly earned a third season renewal. The show continues to mine powerful stories that always leave us hungry for more." The ensemble for the New York set series also includes Drea De Matteo, Deo Oyeneiki, Vincent Laresca, Hampton Flucker, Sarah Jeffrey, and Gino Anthony Pesci. Troubled comedian and Crashing co-star Artie Lang, who has had a long struggle with his addiction to drugs, was arrested in New Jersey this week. Lang tweeted Friday, "Hey guys, I was arrested. I'm doing great physically too. I'm in St. Louis and will be on stage this weekend at the Funny Bone. Love you all." He continued, "FYI, the Hoboken cops treated me so great people, professionals. I thank them for now a lawyer tells me what to do." Another post reads, "I wish I could tell you my story ends. I hope it's being old and smiling because unique memories, but I'm such a flawed person, guys. Trying." NJ.com reported that the former frequent guest of the Howard Stern show was arrested last Sunday in the parking deck of his Hoboken apartment building after police said they spotted cocaine and heroin in his car. Bill Murray, who was seen courtside supporting his son, assistant coach Luke Murray of Xavier University's basketball team as they took on the Maryland Terrapins in the first round of the NCAA March Madness tournament. The actor, looking casual in a button-down shirt, jeans, and a baseball hat, pumped his fists and cheered throughout the game as the number 11 seed Xavier defeated the 6th seed Maryland on Thursday, 76-65. Sports Illustrated Extra Mustard Twitter account noted Bill Murray smelled an upset along with the video of Bill clapping enthusiastically during the game. Fan Mike Gibbs shared a Twitter alongside a photo he snapped of Bill smiling with his hands raised in the air. When Bill Murray is happy, it's a beautiful thing. It doesn't even matter what he's happy about. The basketball team his son coaches wins. Pop star Demi Lovato says she's, quote, so proud to be 5 years sober. The 24-year-old singer reflected on her journey in an Instagram post this week while celebrating the 5th anniversary of her sobriety. Lovato wrote on Wednesday, "So grateful. It's been quite the journey. So many ups and downs. So many times I wanted to relapse but sat on my hands and begged God to relive relive the obsession. Excuse me. She says, I'm so proud of myself, but I couldn't have done it without my higher power, God, my family, friends, and everyone else who supported me. Feeling humble and joyful today. Thank you guys for sticking by my side and believing in me. Lovato completed the 3 months of treatment for substance abuse and an eating disorder in 2010, and later checked into a sober living facility. She opened up about her struggles with drugs and alcohol and bulimia in the July issue of American Way. The Star told the magazine, I lived fast and I thought I was going to die young. I didn't think I would make it to 21. She also added, I didn't go into treatment thinking, okay, now I'm going to be an inspiration. At times I was resentful for having that kind of responsibility, but now it's become a part of my life. It holds me accountable. Lovato came to fame in the Disney Channel movie Camp Rock and later starred in Sunny with a Chance. She last released the album Confident in 2015 and will voice Smurfette in Smurfs The Lost Village, which opens in theaters April 7th. The live-action fairy tale Beauty and the Beast enchanted moviegoers in North America, earning $170 million in receipts this weekend, BoxOfficeMojo.com announced Sunday. Coming in number 2 is Kong, Skull Island, with $28.9 million, followed by Logan at number 3 with $17.5 million, Get Out at number 4 with $13.2 million, and The Shack at number 5 with $6.1 million. Rounding up the top tier are the Lego Batman movie at number 6 with $4.7 million, The Belko Experience at number 7 with $4.1 million, Hidden Figures at number 8 with $1.5 million, John Wick Chapter 2 at number 9 with $1.2 million, and Before I Fall at number 10 with $1 million. And as your entertainment report for Monday, March 20th, 2017, I'm your host, Mr. Downtown Ray Melo. I'll be back tomorrow to deliver some major stories and trends going on in the world of entertainment and beyond. You can follow the show on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. Facebook.com/The Entertainment Report with Ray Melo. That's RAYMELO. On Twitter at The Enter Report, or on Instagram at The Entertainment Report. You can listen to this episode or any previous episodes of The Entertainment Report anytime you want on iHeartRadio. Just go to iHeart.com or your iHeart phone app, search for The Entertainment Report, and it'll take you to the page. Good night, and God bless you all.